S15 at the shop. Coach.
It came in, it was leaking oil extremely bad. Ended up being they didn't glue the front cover on the motor.
No way.
Yeah. So I re-glued that to make sure it was good before we did any upgrades. So the VVTi cover right here, they didn't glue it. It was just metal on metal. It was pretty crazy. It was pouring oil out. So we fixed that, cleaned the motor. Now it's perfectly clean. Now we're going to go Link G4X 1200cc top feed injectors, radium fuel rail, aftermarket fuel system and flex, and then dyno tune. So it should be pretty cool. Has a built motor in it, upgraded turbo. Right now it's on a NIS tune and 760 injectors, but not making no power. So we're upgrading to ethanol. We're putting the radium rail, 1250cc injectors, a Link GX4, and all the supporting fuel mods and flex sensor needed to do that. So today, stage 1, remove intake manifold and change out the fuel rail. Remove the MAF sensor and make an intake without the MAF, and hook up the boost solenoid. I gotta do the hot side. Move the boost controller. It is. Back down. With the fuel system being complete, it's time to install the ECU. The S15 had a Nismo chipped ECU in it, so we're removing that and installing the Link GX4. S15, yeah. See all the corrosion that came out of the old ECU. I'll go clean the case up. You see it's pretty corroded. And get it together. Link is installed in the S15 case. Cleaned it up, no more corrosion. Ports are made. Extra ports for the vacuum hose that goes into the built-in map sensor under here. That's built into the car right now, so once the ECU is in, I'll install the map or the map sensor. There's the old ECU. For sale, anybody needs it. S15 Nistronic ECU. Working my way down on the Link install. I got ambient air temperature installed. I cut off the old blow-off valve block-off pipe. Welded on a washer, tapped it. Ambient installed because it's steel pipe. Next, installing a boost controller. Wiring that up. Running all the harness through the firewall. And then we got the ECU down here. Getting that all wired up and plugged in. All right, we got the S15 back together. Radium fuel rail is in. You can see it down there, hiding. Aeromotive high flow fuel filter for E85 is mounted down there. Flex sensor. Also, MAF delete. New wastegate solenoid and lines are all hooked up. So I just got to put the link in and the wideband, and we're ready to rock. Let's go. Load test engaged.
Safety
buckled
first.
up earlier, and I was like, whoa, this car I need to buckle up in. This is scary. Test drive time. It made 396 to the wheels, and it's at 1.8 bar, which is like what, 30 psi or 28 psi or something like that.
Something like that.
This is a lot of boost on a 228.
Whoa!
That was no traction in a second.
Dang. Thing moves.
Yeah. Man, she gets through the gears quick, huh? I like it. Skirt. We'll go to the end of the street, turn around, and come back. Do a pull coming back. I love watching the boost gauge bury out. That shit just goes whoop, to the moon, Captain.
To the moon.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's just fast. 400 to the wheels on an SR is fucking quick. You just got to be nice to this transmission because they don't like 400. That's a third gear pull. Damn. I like it. Cool. I'd have to say this is probably the fastest bottom mount turbo setup SR I've driven. So that feels pretty good. The most aggressive, at least.
And this engine is Darton sleeves and has all those goodies.
Yeah, it has all the goodies. I'm not sure if it's a 2.2 or a 2.0, but I know it's fully built and sleeved, so we're able to push it safely without worrying about like cracking the block or something like that. But again, it's 396, which is still safe on an SR. I mean, 400 is still okay, but not on a stock one, you know. I'm happy with the results.